Welcome back to Spotlight Tale, where we uncover the hidden stories behind the world's biggest stars. Today's spotlight is on a woman who went from awkward teen royalty to one of Hollywood's most respected and versatile actresses. Yes, we're talking about the incredible Anne Hathaway. You've seen her charm audiences in fairy tale roles, stun critics with emotionally raw performances, and dominate the big screen alongside some of the biggest names in the industry. But behind the fame, the awards, and the red carpets, there are stories most people have never heard. From shocking career setbacks, to intense transformations, to unexpected personal struggles. Today, we're diving deep into 20 fascinating facts about Anne Hathaway that will completely change how you see her. Let's get into it. Fact number 1. She was named after Shakespeare's wife. Anne Hathaway didn't just happen to have a famous name, it was intentional. She was named after the wife of William Shakespeare, one of the most influential writers in history. What makes this even more interesting is how closely her career mirrors that legacy. Anne didn't just grow up knowing she shared a name with literary history. She actually developed a passion for performing in classic theater, especially Shakespearean works. Before Hollywood ever came calling, she trained in stage acting and even performed in productions inspired by Shakespeare. It's almost poetic, as if her name quietly predicted her future in storytelling. Fact number 2. She almost didn't get the Princess Diaries. It's hard to imagine anyone else playing Mia Thermopolis in the Princess Diaries, but Anne Hathaway wasn't the obvious choice at first. In fact, several more established young actresses were considered before her. Anne was relatively unknown, and to make matters worse, she reportedly showed up late to her audition. But here's where things get iconic. During the audition, she accidentally tripped. And instead of breaking character or getting embarrassed, she used the moment to embody Mia's clumsy, awkward personality perfectly. That unplanned stumble ended up being the very thing that convinced producers she was the perfect fit. Sometimes, your biggest mistake becomes your biggest opportunity. Fact number 3. She actually cut her hair on camera. In Les Misérables, Anne Hathaway's performance as Fantine is widely considered one of the most emotionally powerful in modern cinema. But what many people don't realize is just how real it all was. That heartbreaking scene where her hair is chopped off, that wasn't a wig, that wasn't staged. Her hair was actually cut on camera in one continuous take, and the emotional breakdown that followed wasn't entirely acting either. Anne later revealed she felt a genuine sense of loss and vulnerability in that moment. It wasn't just a performance, it was a transformation happening in real time. Fact number 4. Her Oscar win came with unexpected backlash. Winning an Academy Award is supposed to be the pinnacle of success, and when Anne won Best Supporting Actress for Les Misérables, it should have been a purely celebratory moment. But instead, it triggered a wave of online criticism. Some viewers labeled her as over-rehearsed or too perfect, and a strange narrative began forming against her. For Anne, it was confusing and painful. She had just delivered one of the most dedicated performances of her career, and yet found herself being criticized more than celebrated. It's a reminder that in Hollywood, even success doesn't protect you from public opinion. Fact number 5. She lost a major role to Kirsten Dunst. Before she became a global star, Anne auditioned for the role of Mary Jane in Spider-Man. The role ultimately went to Kirsten Dunst, but that audition was a turning point for Anne. Although she didn't get the part, it opened doors for her in Hollywood and put her on casting directors' radar. In a way, losing that role helped lead her to the projects that would define her career. Fact number 6. She struggled with anxiety behind the scenes. While Anne often appears confident and composed on screen, behind the scenes she has openly spoken about struggling with anxiety, especially early in her career. Transitioning from a Disney princess image to more serious adult roles brought intense pressure. She felt the need to constantly prove herself as a legitimate actress. That internal pressure, combined with public scrutiny, created a challenging mental environment. Her openness about mental health has since helped normalize conversations around anxiety in Hollywood. Fact number 7. She's actually an introvert. Despite being one of the most recognizable faces in the world, Anne Hathaway has admitted she's naturally introverted. While many celebrities thrive on constant social interaction, Anne prefers quieter environments, often choosing to spend time reading or with close family rather than attending high-profile parties. It's a surprising contrast to her bold on-screen presence, proving that personality and performance aren't always the same thing. Fact number 8. She considered quitting acting. Around the time of the backlash following her Oscar win, Anne seriously considered stepping away from acting. The constant criticism, pressure, and feeling of being misunderstood took a toll on her. She questioned whether the industry was worth it, despite all her success. Thankfully, she chose to stay, and later returned with powerful performances that reminded audiences exactly why she belongs at the top. Fact number 9. Her weight loss for Les Misérables was extreme. To fully embody Fantine in Les Misérables, Anne underwent a dramatic and intense physical transformation. She followed a highly restrictive diet, reportedly consuming as little as 500 calories a day at one point. The goal wasn't just weight loss, it was to reflect the physical deterioration of her character. Anne later admitted that the experience took a serious toll on her body and mental health. It was a reminder that some of the most powerful performances come at a very real cost. Fact number 10. She has a 4-octave vocal range. Anne Hathaway isn't just an actress, she's a highly trained singer. Her vocal range spans 4 octaves, which is incredibly rare and impressive. In Les Misérables, her singing was performed live on set rather than being pre-recorded, adding to the emotional authenticity of her performance. That raw, unfiltered sound is part of what made her rendition so unforgettable. Fact number 11. She turned down a major comedy role. Anne was originally offered the lead role in Knocked Up, but she chose to walk away. The reason? She felt uncomfortable with the way childbirth was portrayed in the film. Rather than compromise her personal values, she decided to pass, even though it was a major Hollywood opportunity. It's a rare example of an actor prioritizing principle over exposure. Fact number 12. Her husband looks like Shakespeare. Anne married Adam Schulman in 2012, and fans quickly noticed something unusual. He bears a striking resemblance to historical portraits of William Shakespeare. Given Anne's name connection, it almost feels like a bizarre full-circle moment, like history repeating itself in the most unexpected way. Fact number 13. She beat A-list stars for Catwoman. Landing the role of Catwoman in The Dark Knight Rises wasn't easy. Anne competed against some of Hollywood's biggest actresses and still came out on top. Director Christopher Nolan saw something unique in her ability to balance elegance, mystery, and strength. And the result? One of the most memorable portrayals of Catwoman in modern cinema. Fact number 14. She trained intensely for the role. To prepare for Catwoman, Anne underwent months of intense physical training. This included martial arts, strength conditioning, and learning how to handle complex stunt choreography. She even trained extensively to ride the Batpod, a notoriously difficult motorcycle used in the film. Her dedication ensured that her performance felt both believable and powerful. Fact number 15. She was fired early in her career. Before fame, Anne landed a television role that seemed like her big break. But shortly after being cast, she was let go. For many actors, that could have been the end. But for Anne, it became motivation, pushing her to work harder and prove herself in future auditions. Fact number 16. She became a modern on-screen royal. After the Princess Diaries, Anne became one of the most recognizable royal figures in film. Her portrayal of Mia Thermopolis resonated with audiences worldwide, especially younger viewers who saw themselves in her awkward, relatable journey. It's a role that continues to define a generation. Fact number 17. She gave up alcohol for her family. Anne has openly shared that she stopped drinking alcohol after becoming a mother. Her decision was rooted in wanting to be fully present and clear-minded for her children. It's a personal choice that reflects her priorities, shifting from career to family life. Fact number 18. She started in theater, not film. Long before Hollywood fame, Anne was deeply involved in theater. She performed in stage productions and trained in classical acting, which helped build the foundation for her later success. That theatrical background is part of what gives her performances such emotional depth and precision. Fact number 19. She held her own against Meryl Streep. In The Devil Wears Prada, Anne starred opposite the legendary Meryl Streep. For many actors, that would be intimidating. but Anne managed to deliver a performance that was both grounded and relatable, creating a perfect contrast to Streep's commanding presence. It's one of the roles that solidified her as a serious actress. Fact number 20. She became one of Hollywood's highest-paid actresses. At the height of her career, Anne Hathaway was consistently ranked among the highest-paid actresses in the world. Her ability to move between genres, from comedy to drama to action, made her one of the most versatile and valuable talents in Hollywood. And unlike many stars, she built her success not just on popularity, but on skill. And there you have it, 20 incredible facts about Anne Hathaway that prove she's not just a Hollywood icon, but a story of resilience, talent, and transformation. Which facts surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed uncovering these hidden stories, then don't forget to gracefully hit that like button and subscribe to Spotlight Tale, where every story shines a little brighter. Until next time, stay curious, stay entertained, and we'll see you in the next Spotlight.